Yeah, welcome to Newsmax Nigeria Podcast. Here we talk critical issues, and today we have one of the best PPROs in Nigeria, a man that once you call him, he always answer. If it is 12 midnight, he will pick his call, except he didn't see it, but definitely he will call back. He is a young man. And we are very happy to, despite his busy schedule, we are able to put him to come to Newsmax Nigeria podcast. And if he was to be a politician, I would have addressed him as honorable. I don't know if I should put honorable. Will it be okay with you?
No, we don't put honorable in our name, so.
So we have Ebonyi State Police PPRO, Joshua Okando. He's in our midst. We're happy to have you here.
Thank you very much, Wisdom. Thank you for the introduction. Sincerely, I'm flattered. But the main thing is, like I always tell people, I treat people the way I want to be treated, and that is the motivation for everything you're saying. And I don't even score myself as high as you do, but since it's coming from the people, and I hope it's not flattering.
No.
Yeah,
No,
so,
I'm being
but,
sincere. Not that I
get.
called you, even though I know you are very
No, I
busy.
know we always do
You
it,
you call back immediately. So
Yeah.
it's not every. I don't know whether
I know,
because some
I
people
know.
they will not even return your call.
Okay.
At some point, I'll say, do you even have time to even sleep?
Obviously we try not to put our phone in silent because of the kind of work we do. And sincerely, it's not just about me. I have to say, for every police officer that knows what he or she is doing, answering calls when people call you, particularly at night, you should know that that person is in a situation where he or she has no other option than to call you by that time. And courtesy demands that you answer the call, hear what the person has to say, and then find a way to solve that problem. It is not convenient always, but you would work yourself towards being able to deal with it, not minding the situation. So I'm happy to be here.
All of us at Newsmax Nigeria, we really appreciate the effort you are putting.
Thank you very
through.
much.
And
Thank you.
I don't just receive the awards, with your full chest.
Yes, I do now. Sincerely,
Wisdom
I
has
do.
already given you the award.
I do.
The best police PRO in the world.
I receive
Not
it.
just in
I
Nigeria.
receive it.
Good to see you,
receive it.
Joshua.
Thank you very much, sir.
Honorable Joshua Ukandu.
Yes.
You do not want to be addressed as honorable.
SP, Superintendent of Police, actually. So.
Okay. And every time I hear police is your friend, today Wisdom has demonstrated that police is your friend because he has complimented you and praised your efforts.
Thank you.
I mean, when someone does well and you say he has done well, you should accept it. That at least you're being very attentive to the calls, distress calls, and trying to. That's a way of building trust. With the public. Welcome to Newsmax Podcast.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I really appreciate for having me.
I don't think you have been to any podcast in Ebonyi.
I have actually, yeah, I have. But obviously, I think this is a growing trend, which would definitely help, because the problem we are having in our country today as a public relations person is the kind of information people get. And you would always want to get first-hand information because there are people that want to exploit that information space to now give you whether it's true or not. So platforms like this helps to, for the information to come to people the way it should. And, when you're getting it, at least, like trusted, if I would say it like that, but obviously it's objective, the news that you say is real, somebody can say it's not. But we appreciate platforms like this, and I'm sincerely happy with the setup, the reception, how this place is shining. Obviously, I'm the only one they might be seeing now, but they need to see what's in the background to understand what I'm actually trying to say. Yeah. So thank you very much for having me. Sincerely, you guys are giving me your platform, to talk about the Nigerian Police Force, Ebonyi State Command, and I am really grateful for that.
Let's stay local. Now you being the best PPRO in Nigeria, an award given to you by wisdom.
I'll be getting used to that tag.
Yes. Let's talk about Ebonyi State PPRO. You're not new on the job.
Yes.
You've been here for quite some while. There must be challenges and all of that. I do not envy you. If a lot of people call you all the time, sometimes you feel maybe it's best to just switch off your phone and all of that.
Yeah.
Before we get into the nitty-gritty and start looking at some of the recent security events in the States, let's look at the job generally.
Yeah.
Are there challenges? Are there times you feel like quitting?
Okay, I want to also, say like I'm the police PRO, and I'm working under the Nigerian Police Force. We have an Inspector General of Police. Then it now comes down to State Command. In Ebonyi State, we have a very hardworking Commissioner of Police, in the person of CP Hope Orunwa Okafor, PSCM and IPS. She's the person that, the support she gives you as you're carrying out this job. If you're not in a place where the support is coming, then there's no way you can be able to do that job. So I really need to make our people know that really it's not about me. Do you understand? I'm working with somebody that actually supports me, and the Commissioner of Police, Ebonyi State Command, CP Hope Orunwa Okafor, is doing that for me. Then with regards to challenges and maybe times that you feel like quitting, if I'm going to be honest, I've not really thought about that. Like, this is me being honest. And I always tell my story, how I came about the job from where I started to where I am now. I was working, in a small firm in Lagos when the opportunity came to join the Nigerian Police Force. And even when I applied and let the people in my office, the people around me, if they see this, they will remember. They were like, Joshua, you police, can you do, can you do police? Can you do this? Can you do that? And I was like, if people are saying this, obviously, there is a way people perceive police generally in the country. So, and I'm also not exempt from that perception. But it was like a motivation for me. I was like, okay, if I'm going to be that, different side where somebody sees you and like, I want to join the police. So are police officers like this? That was really a motivating factor for me. So I said I was going to be the change, or I was going to be kind of what people want to see in a police officer in Nigeria. So, and obviously it is something that is a work in progress. We are still working towards that. And if I've not achieved it, changing at least one perception, then, quitting is like leaving what you started halfway. So it's, there are challenges, definitely, but surmounting that challenge is what makes you who you are over time. Yeah.
And we sincerely commend you, and equally commend your men.
Thank you.
Like, without policemen, being at watch even morning at night, I don't think we'll be sleeping in Ebonyi.
Yeah.
Well, despite that, we still have pockets of issues being reported about your men. And I don't know, was it 2 days ago? Yeah, there was an issue that happened at Isheke Aziz. I don't know if you're aware of that issue, that a guy was returning from somewhere, and according to reports, it was alleged that the policemen brutally harassed him, beat him up. In fact, one of his eyes, I couldn't even watch that picture.
Yeah.
Are you aware of that issue?
Yes, fully aware of it. That information came to us on Monday.
Okay.
So I was hearing about it, and the Commissioner of Police, Ebonyi State Command, immediately got to her attention. The first thing we did was, who are the officers? Because, nobody is hidden. We know people that were posted to somewhere, and she immediately directed that they be transferred to the state headquarters. And, currently they are in detention.
Okay.
While
they're in detention
while we are investigating, this incident. And obviously the investigation is going to maybe open up the whole thing in the course of, as the days go by. And another thing I want to also say here is that nobody tolerates brutality. And I even hate that tag, police brutality, because obviously anytime it happens, whether people are looking to use it to trend or anything, you're just seeing police brutality. The Inspector General of Police has made it clear that the Nigerian police force is here to serve the people, and that is the mindset most of us have. Any person that has a mindset that is otherwise, the person is going to bear the brunt of his or her action. So we have very robust internal disciplinary mechanisms to tackle issues relating to infractions in people's rights, how you handle people. What we are just telling people is just to maximize the avenues available to you. We have the complaint response unit, very active online, Twitter, Facebook, X and Facebook, where you can make complaints. Even Ebonyi State Command will have a Facebook page that if you tag us on things, we look into it and then we try to take actions immediately. There are complaints lines as well where people can call in and then be able to say, this is what I've gone through. Yes. And once it comes to us, we try to conduct thorough and, unbiased investigation. I always, even though it didn't happen in Ebonyi, but it was a national issue. The person that was, shot point blank on video. I don't like bringing it up, but the actions of the Nigerian police force will tell you that this is not something that is tolerated. And obviously, if it comes to our notice, we'll try to do something as quick as possible.
Well, I thank you for saying that the Commissioner of Police, has ordered food. Like
immediately,
they were arrested.
Yes, they were. They are currently at the state headquarters. The Commissioner of Police, obviously, too. She's not. She's a no-nonsense person. If you've had an encounter with her, she's all about doing the right thing always. If you see the way she pushes you, like you have to get things done. So even for the security of the state as well, that day itself, I'm sure maybe it was around, because of how serious it was, she was in the office till about 12 at night.
But it's not the first time that Ebonyi State is recording cases of police harassment.
Yeah.
You do not like the term brutality, but what happened?
Yeah, you can say brutality.
The other day was actually a very serious case of police brutality.
Yeah.
It's not the first time. And you say you have internal mechanisms, disciplinary measures taken.
Yeah.
If the disciplinary measures are effective and your internal system of checking officers and men are working, why are we still having recording such cases?
That's what I'm saying. You have recalcitrant people, like people that are stubborn. You're seeing police officers being reduced in rank. So, like, take for example, I'm a superintendent of police and I do something wrong. My punishment might be
get demoted.
Exactly, might be demotion. So you have police officers that have been dismissed from the job because of their action. Okay, the one that we are talking about, it was clear to everybody, they shot somebody. Police immediately dismissed that individual, and everybody is aware that somebody was dismissed. So why would you now put yourself in a situation where we are having this kind of discussion again? Do you get? So it has nothing to do with our internal disciplinary mechanism. It has more to do with the individuals that, committed or carried out
that are not deterred by the punishments other people receive.
They should be. Do you understand? Like, it's like saying, I'm just giving you example. They should be deterred. It's a deterrent. But when you now commit the offense, you carry the consequences of what you did. It's like criminals who know that kidnapping is, say, for example, in Ebonyi State, is a capital offense, and you might be put to death by hanging, or as the case may be, and you still see people committing that. Do you understand?
Or detained endlessly, because there was a case of kidnapping involving a traditional ruler.
Life imprisonment.
Wisdom, you know this story. Very well.
Recently something happened in Ikwo.
Yes.
Where a traditional ruler, that is the father of former deputy governor,
yes.
His father, he was kidnapped and he later died in captivity.
Yeah.
And we say kudos to policemen because some were arrested, some of the suspects, were arrested.
Yeah.
And equally, a member of APC, that is the spokesperson, Simbad. Yeah, Simbad was fingered. I heard he was arrested equally.
Yeah.
But since nothing has been heard about that case.
Yes, the matter is still,
Is
under.
Simba still in detention or has been released?
I try not to mention names of suspects.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't. I just know that we are investigating that matter. We are still on it because we want to get to the root of it. And thank you for even appreciating the police.
I appreciate it, but there was a time you granted an interview because I was listening.
Yeah.
To that interview. I think it was a police radio station in Abuja.
Yeah.
It was live. I was following it up. But in that program, you confirmed that an APC member was arrested. I think
the program I did.
Yeah, during the program.
Police radio.
Yes, police radio in Abuja online.
Yeah.
You confirmed.
I can't remember confirming. They just asked and I answered that we are investigating. Do you understand?
Okay.
Yeah. So I didn't confirm.
The suspect they are still going to court.
They are still under investigation.
Okay, they are still under investigation. They have not been charged to court.
They have not been charged.
You do not think it's taking a long time, and the longer it takes, the risk is that people will start losing confidence that justice will be done.
No. At the end of the day, you know what people don't understand about the justice system is that what the justice system wants is black or white, facts. We don't want emotions, or let me not say we. The justice system does not want emotions. Like, when something is done, you already presume that somebody has done something. But our constitution is clear on that. Everybody is presumed innocent until contrary is proven. And to the police, if we are taking somebody to court, we have to take the person to court because we have, like incontrovertible evidence that this person committed this offense, so that we will be getting what's it called, a conviction at the end of the day. So, and that is why you have to be very meticulous in what you're doing with regards to the investigation that you're carrying out, so that when you're there, you get it to a T. Like you're just, nobody is going to, like say, is this thing correct? Because the judge that will be pronouncing that has to be beyond reasonable doubt. That is why they say beyond reasonable doubt. So if any kind of doubt is brought up by the defendants, in the course of our prosecution, because it's up to us to prove that this person did this, then the judge or magistrate will always be on the side of the defendant in this case. So that is why most times it's as if investigation takes time, not because the police wants to make it take time, but because we just want to be thorough before we push it out there.
Okay, not a kind of indicting your men and all that, but there have been complaints from majorly Ebonyi youth.
Yeah.
So I'm asking, is it like a crime for a young guy to have a motorcycle? Especially the one that they call rubber. Recently that your men harass them each time. They come out to maybe pick up something, buy food. Once you are seeing that new bike and all that, I don't know whether there's anything that policemen have to do with that rubber of a thing. Because even there was a time I was passing through Isheke as is. And I saw that one with my two eyes. I had to interview those guys and sent it out. And immediately, I later heard that those guys, those policemen were later arrested because those two guys did a transfer of 10,000 naira, and they took their bike. They were riding their bike towards that Isheke, and your men used their vehicle, chased them and push them inside the bush. So when I saw them, they were dirty. They were dead on their body.
Yeah.
So I had to stop, interview them, and say that immediately those policemen were arrested.
Okay.
I must say kudos to that.
Yeah.
But is there anything that policemen have to do with that kind of motorcycle? I don't know whether there's something inside that motorcycle that they normally There's nothing wrong if you stop them and say,
I
okay,
get.
open your
Yeah.
like way your. But in a case where because the one that proved us, those guys showed me their papers, they were complete, and those policemen asked of 10,000 and they transferred. They showed me the receipt. So, is there anything that your men have to do with that kind of motorcycle? Maybe you can tell Ebonyi to switch
you don't need
to another type of motorcycle.
You don't need to flog the issue, wisdom. Yes,
or just a case of profiling,
yes,
and stereotyping,
exactly.
Treating every young, well-dressed boy out there,
people on dreads, people that have tattoo and all that. So obviously,
finding them guilty even before you encounter them. That's stereotyping and generalization.
I get. It's not as if it's new to me, what you're saying. And we are in a very conservative society, generally. If you want to be very honest with yourself, even as you are now, you're a civilian. A
bloody one.
So if you like, this is, you've already said it, stereotyping people. I want to use
your men should know better,
obviously, and that is what we try to do. So I'm going from there to where I would kind of explain more. So and you will agree with me that once you see somebody that has tattoo or has dreadlocks or something like that,
rubber bike.
Not the bike, but based on the dressing, based on the appearance, as Nigerians, I'm not trying to say it is okay, but you would kind of think about that person somehow. So, but we as police officers, who've been trained not to see people like that, I have to tell you that,
in line with the rule of law.
Yes. So whatever you're doing with people, you're supposed to just be very open. Do you understand? Be very open. Okay, like in the last meeting, the meeting we held on Monday, because I was supposed to come here on Monday. CP still said it and made it clear to our officers while we were meeting that I don't want to hear situations where your people are searching people's phones. I don't want to hear you stopping people because they have dreadlocks or they have tattoo, or they are looking in a kind of way. That is not what you're sent to do. She was very explicit on that, and that is just on Monday. Today is Wednesday.
Some of the people she was talking to, their head.
Yeah, so it still boils down, or it still goes back to what I said about people that do things like that. There are consequences for their action, and that is why you have to always say it, so that when you're dealing with that policeman, you will remind the policeman that you were told this and you did otherwise. These police officers, they are breadwinners of their family. They take care of their family. And you see situations where this kind of thing happens. No. Their family is even coming out to beg. Do you understand? You even see times where people that were victims of that kind of situation would even come out to beg. Maybe when they now see the action the police wants to take, probably making the person lose his or her job, like legitimately. Then the victim is coming to say, please, it's not like that. Do you understand? We condone a lot of things, and that is it's not right. Do you understand? It's not right. So police officers, I'm like, saying it, police officers that commit actions that are inimical to discipline, they are made to face the consequences of their action, and that is, the regulations of the force. That is, what should guide us always.
Thank you. I know. Yeah, if we keep asking
conversations about police does not end, really.
I know we just have to invite you here to see things that we have, and today is not one of those days that we push you hard for hard questions.
Yeah,
but I hope when next we are going to invite you,
I'll try
to come, because there are many issues. Things keep happening, and sometimes we would like you to equally use this platform to tell Ebonyans, like this issue of Isheke that happened recently. Ebonyans are still waiting to know, to have maybe kind of press statement, what people are doing about it, and probably we will invite you if that kind of things happen, and equally talk about state police when next you come here. I don't know.
Yes,
So,
that one is above my pay grade. Really.
The smile on your face.
It's above my pay grade.
You are a federal police.
Yeah.
Well, you
So,
still have one or two things to say. I don't know if they want to remove food from you guys' mouth. Well, that is a conversation.
No, he doesn't look like he feels threatened. Or he just wouldn't talk about it now.
Yeah, I guess.
So we have been speaking with the best police PPRO in Nigeria. I always say that because he's one man that whenever you call him, you invite him, he always come. Today, he visited the Newsmax Nigeria to come and see what we are doing so that he equally know that what we are doing here is not illegal. We use the opportunity to have him speak one or two things to Ebonyans and equally tell us one or two things. We at Newsmax Nigeria, we're not perfect. If you see things that we're not getting right, you can equally draw our attention and say, do it this way, do it this way. We always accept that.
No problem.
It has been nice speaking with you.
Yeah, thank you. Same here. Thank you. I really appreciate. And to our people in Ebonyi State, the police is always here for you. Very, very here for you. People would say, when you use police as your friend, they will try to twist the whole thing, but we are here for you.
But are you still their friend?
Yes, now, definitely. We are still your friend. Yeah. And obviously, I also say, if you say police is not your friend, you try the alternative and you see how it is. So, thank you so much for having me. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, my name is Wisdom Wedden, and this is Newsmax Nigeria, and we probably have Mr. Sidney Aneke, Big Seed. What do you have to say before we round up the program?
Of course, he talks about the police being your friend. For police to be your friend, people have to start trusting the police more. People don't have to be afraid when they run into some officers on duty, on patrol check, on surveillance, anything.
Yeah.
So I think the challenge is on, as the image manager, and of course the CP by extension, for you guys to convince us, going forward. Wisdom says you're going to come back again. By the time you come back, people will have developed more confidence in relating with you, knowing that you're truly their friends. Okay. That the friendship is intact.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joshua.
So, thank you so much. Around. Thank you, Mr. Sidney. We'll be waiting for feedback, really. So maybe the next time you can kind of put together the feedback you get from people and then present it. Let's see how we are going to look into
how they feel about the police.
Exactly. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you.